In this video, we'll be taking a look at 3 MLB games happening on September 1st, 2023, and providing you with free team picks and total picks for each one of those games. So 2 picks for each game, 6 picks in total. Welcome back to Cash Out Sports. Let's dive right into it. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and to click the bell icon to get notified as soon as these videos get released, so that you have more time to plan out your bets as we provide these videos on a daily basis. I can guarantee that you'll have all the important information that you'll need on these 3 MLB games after fully watching this video. One more thing before we start: if you would like to gain access to our best exclusive sports picks to take your journey to the next level, then check out our Patreon in the link down below, where we offer our best single picks, parlay picks, and much more. Now let's get started. Detroit Tigers vs. Chicago White Sox. The Detroit Tigers face the Chicago White Sox, with both teams looking to wrap up awful seasons on a high note. The Tigers have a 60-74 record, and with only 3 wins in their last 10 games, they have the 3rd worst record in the American League Central Division. The White Sox have a 53-81 record, and with a 10-17 record in August, they have the 2nd worst record in the American League Central Division and the 3rd worst record in the American League. For the upcoming game, the Tigers will turn to Eduardo Rodriguez as their starting pitcher, who has allowed 11 runs in the last 3 starts, while the White Sox will turn to pickdawgz, who has allowed 10 runs in his last 3 starts. The Detroit Tigers managed to salvage a win from their 4-game series against the New York Yankees, squeezing out a 4-3 win in Thursday's series finale. The win brought the Tigers to 60-74 on the year, sitting 9 games back in the American League Central race and 14.5 games off the pace in the American League wild card hunt. Spencer Torkelson leads the Tigers with 113 hits, 24 home runs, and 69 RBIs, as well as a team-high 28 doubles. Javier Baez has also chipped in 54 RBIs, while Zach McKinstry has 15 stolen bases, and Matt Vierling has a .259 batting average, as well as a .316 OBP. Eduardo Rodriguez will start for the Tigers here and is 9-7 with a 3.21 earned run average and 116 strikeouts this season. The Chicago White Sox managed to squeak out a win in their series finale against the Baltimore Orioles on Wednesday, thanks to a 10-5 win in the series finale. The win pushed the White Sox to 53-81 on the year, still sitting 15.5 games back in the American League Central and 21 games back in the American League wild card race, on the brink of elimination. Luis Robert Jr. has a team-high 35 home runs, 70 RBIs, and 131 hits this season, and Andrew Benintendi has a .272 batting average, along with a 129 hits of his own this season. Robert Jr. also has a team-high 33 doubles and 17 stolen bases this season. The Tigers are turning to their ace, making it easy to think they'll win the upcoming game. The problem is that the White Sox look to step up at home and control this game from the first inning. The White Sox should drive in runs at will against Eduardo Rodriguez, who has allowed 15 runs in his last 3 starts, with Luis Robert Jr., Eloy Jimenez, and the rest of the lineup making contact and powering the ball to constantly plate base runners. The White Sox should limit a Tigers lineup that averages only 3.93 runs per game, with pickdawgz pitching multiple strong innings to allow the bullpen to close out the game with a comfortable lead. So the Chicago White Sox money line is our full game side pick. The Tigers have done a decent job hitting right-handed pitching as of late, and pickdawgz is one of the least imposing options in Chicago's rotation. On the other side, the White Sox have gotten back to hitting left-handed pitching fairly well in his recent outings, and I think these two combine for a fairly high-scoring games, especially with 2 terrible bullpens. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. New York Yankees vs. Houston Astros. The New York Yankees and the Houston Astros meet Friday in MLB action from Minute Maid Park. New York is fresh off a 4-game set versus the Tigers. In that series, New York won the first 3 without too much trouble. In the Thursday finale, the Yankees took a close loss and missed out on the sweep. As for Houston, they played the Red Sox this week, winning the first 2 games. In the Wednesday finale, the Astros bagged a 3-run win. Houston gets a much-needed day off and is back at home to play the Yankees. Out with the old, in with the new. Earlier this week, the Yankees released Josh Donaldson and put Harrison Bader on waivers, which was somewhat shocking news. Donaldson was less of a surprise than Bader, who New York traded for just last season. However, both are gone, and the Yankees are ready for the future. They have called up their #1 prospect, Jason Domings, and their #2 prospect, Austin Wells, ahead of Friday's game. Domings, a 20-year-old outfielder, has perhaps the most hype around him of any Yankees prospect since Aaron Judge. He hit .419 in 9 games in Triple A while Wells, a catcher, has been less exciting, but still has a lot of raw potential. Here's the problem. The Yankees are facing the reigning American League Cy Young winner, Justin Verlander. The right-hander comes into this start on an 11-inning scoreless streak and has been pitching his best baseball of the season recently. In his 3 starts against the Yankees this season, Verlander has surrendered only 3 runs and 12 hits with 16 strikeouts in 19 innings. Countering Verlander was supposed to be New York's ace, Carlos Rodon. However, Rodon has been anything but an ace this season with a 5.97 earned run average and 1.41 WHIP in 8 starts. Let's cut to the chase. Rodon isn't the pitcher he was last season. In 178 innings last season, the lefty allowed just 12 home runs and 52 walks, which is very impressive. But in 37.1 innings in 2023, Rodon has already given up 10 home runs and 20 walks. Unfortunately for Rodon, it will likely only get worse on Friday. The southpaw has to face an Astros lineup that has scored 52 runs in their last 5 games. Not only that, but the Astros rank first in batting average, second in on-base percentage, second in slugging, first in ops, and first in WRC plus against left-handed pitching in August. Verlander has been dominant since going back to Houston, and he has pitched back-to-back scoreless outings and now plays a Yankees offense that has been terrible this season. This season, Houston is 69-66 on the run line, but to me, this comes down to Verlander being dominant and being able to carve through this Yankees lineup. As well, the Astros lineup should be able to hit Rodon hard, who has struggled. The only way I see this game going is in a big win for the Astros, so the Houston Astros to win and cover the spread as favorites is our full game side pick. Houston already scored 5 runs off New York's Carlos Rodon alone, a game in which they finished with 9 total. The Astros slash .280, .346, and .479 against southpaws, so it's reasonable that this game will get just as ugly. Houston's offense against Rodon will set the tone for a game that finishes over the total. Verlander is typically stingy, especially against the Yankees, but he's facing new faces, which may throw him off. Even if he's sharp, if this game gets ugly early because of the Rodon matchup, low-leverage relievers will close it out. Those are the guys who will probably allow a few combined runs because the outcome is pretty much set. Houston's first 2 wins against the Yankees finished over the total, and this one will too. Over the projected total is our full game total pick. Philadelphia Phillies versus Milwaukee Brewers. The Phillies head to Milwaukee to kick off a 3-game series with the Brewers starting on Friday night. Philadelphia lost at Anaheim 10-8 on Wednesday to close out a 10-game homestand. They will have Taijuan Walker as their starter in the series opener. Milwaukee dropped a second straight game in Chicago on Wednesday, 3-2, on a brief 3-game road trip. They'll look to Freddie Peralta to get things started on the mound. The Phillies are not quite as dangerous on the road, where they are only .500 on the season. The Brewers are one of the hottest squads in the major leagues, winning 9 of their last 11 games and have won 5 consecutive home decisions. Furthermore, Brewers starter Freddie Peralta is enjoying his best stretch of the season on the mound. The veteran has allowed either 0 or 1 run in 3 of his last 4 performances and posted a dazzling 2.1 earned run average in his 5 outings in August. This includes stellar outings against the Rangers and Padres in that span. The Brewers have won in 8 of his last 9 starts. Zach Wheeler has pitched well, but he's been very unlucky to not have better luck in a lot of his recent starts. We're also getting an equally hot Brewers team as a home underdog, where they've played their better baseball this season, and I just think this is simply a case of getting too much value to pass on in a true coin flip. Freddie Peralta's also pitched far better at home this season, and as such, I think he's worth the play here. So the Milwaukee Brewers money line is our full game side pick. The first 3 meetings between these two this season averaged 6.3 total runs per game, and all went under. One of those games, a 4-0 Brewers victory, featured half of this current pitching matchup, and the other half has allowed just 4 earned runs over his last 24 innings of work. The Brewers bats come into this game having been completely shut down over their last 2 games. Having to face Walker is not the best recipe to get going again, especially with an off day to dwell on things more. These 2 teams have a combined 133 games that have gone under this season. The Phillies are silencing opponents, conceding 4 or fewer runs in 7 of their last 10 games. Wheeler is in a groove, conceding just 5 runs in his last 21 innings, and reported a solid 3 earned run average in August. In addition, the Brewers' pitching has been outstanding, allowing 4 or fewer runs in 8 of their last 10 decisions, including series against the Rangers and Cubs. Peralta has solid numbers at home, reporting a 3.76 earned run average in 76 innings. The under is 5-2 in the last 7 meetings between these clubs. I expect runs to be at a premium, under the projected total as our full game total pick. That's all for now, so if you have any other games you would like reviewed, then leave a comment down below with the game you would like analyzed. Subscribe to our channel, leave a like on this video, and we'll get to it as soon as we possibly can. We would also love to hear your opinion on the picks presented to you in this video, whether you agree or disagree with them, so leave a comment down below and do let us know.